Okay, let's continue to our discussion, the parts of the Dbms database management system.
So, what is database security? The employment of a number of methods to protect massive virtual data storage units is known as database security. The field has of numerous components, but it is mostly concerned with how to safeguard user databases from external threats. Protecting the data itself, the programs used to process and store data, the physical servers, and even the network connections that allow users to access databases are all components of database security. Every company uses databases to some extent, from simple stuff databases to more complicated CRM databases. Protecting the data they store is becoming increasingly vital as hackers and other hostile actors develop more sophisticated ways to target their system. Attacks that affect a database's operations, DDoS attacks, data corruption, and even infections such as viruses are all examples of database security risks. Database security can take various forms, and businesses to utilize a variety of techniques to protect their data. For restricting access for users based on their level of need, that implementing database and web application firewalls, and even physical isolating database servers from other vulnerable systems are some of the more prevalent tools. So, there are various ways for businesses to increase the security of their databases. An audit of databases logs to see who visited it, when, and what they did. And it is one of the most popular methods. This can quickly identify vulnerabilities and attack vectors. Security professionals can also add layers of protection, such as encryption, firewalls, and strong passwords to their security.
The Object-Oriented Database Management System. A database management system that supports the creation and modeling of data as objects is known as an Object-Oriented Database Management System. OODBMS also supports object classes and the inheritance of class properties, as well as methods, subclasses, and their objects. Most object databases also include a query language, allowing objects to be found using a declarative programming approach. An object-oriented database management systems represents information in the form of objects, similar to how objects are represented in object-oriented programming. OODBMS enable object-oriented programmers to create products, store them as objects, and replicate or modify existing objects within OODBMS to create new ones. Because database is integrated with the programming language and uses the same representation model, OODBMS allows programmers to benefit from the consistency that comes with a single programming environment. A certain object-oriented databases are built to work with object-oriented programming languages like Delphi, Python, Java, Perl, Objective-C, and Visual Basic NIT. Next, the database language. Database programming language, a phrase that refers to a group of languages that are used to create and access databases. A database language will be linked to a database management system. There are two types of database languages: those that do not have full programming capabilities and are intended to be used in conjunction with a general-purpose programming language, the host language, and those that do, database programming languages. Both logical schema, specification and modification, data description, as well as retrieval and updating must be supported by a database data manipulation. These features are dealt separately in some circumstances, particularly in products developed from the CODA-SYL network database standard as the data description language or DDL and the data manipulation language or DML. Modifications to the storage schema are usually offered separately. Next, the spatial models and the database models. In the environmental and social sciences, spatial models have been around for quite some time. For more recently, specialized software for the capture, manipulation, and presentation of spatial data known as Geographical Information Systems (GIS) has vastly expanded the range of possibilities for organizing spatial data through new and efficient methods of spatial integration and spatial interpolation. And these novel techniques, when combined with increased data availability and computer memory and speed, result in new types of spatial models that take advantage of technological potential now available, make better use of existing data, encourage the collection of new data, and open up new ways of working with geographic information. A database model depicts the logical structure of a database as well as the relationships and constraints that govern data storage and retrieval. Individual database models are created using the rules and concepts of the bigger data model chosen by the designers. A database diagram can be used to depict most data models. There are many kinds of data models. Some of the most common ones include hierarchical database model, relational model, network model, object-oriented database model, entity attribute value model, star schema, the object relational model, which combines the two that make up its name. Although some database management systems accept many models, most are related with a certain data model in mind and requires their users to utilize it. It's also an issue of aligning your database priorities with the strengths of a given data model, whether those priorities and speed, cost saving, usability, or something else. And the last, database scams and database instances. An instance of the database is the data that is saved in the database of a specific point in time. But the overall design of a database is called schema. The skeleton structure of a database is defined by a database schema. It symbolizes the database's logical view. Tables, foreign keys, primary keys, views, columns, data types, stored procedures, and other schema objects are included in a schema. The visual diagram can be used to represent a database schema. This diagram depicts the database objects and their relationships. So, database schemas are created by database designers to assist programmers who will be working with the database. Data modeling is the term for the process of creating a database. There are only some characteristics of a schema, such as the name of the record type, data type, and constraints can be displayed in a schema diagram. The schema diagram does not allow for the specification of other aspects. The supplied picture, for example, does not illustrate the data type of each data item or the relationship between the multiple files. The actual data in the database is updated on a regular basis. When we add a new grade or a student, for example, the database changes as shown in the diagram. The database instance refers to the data at a specific point in time.